Ever since Donald Trump was banned from Twitter and then thrown out of the White House, we haven't heard much from him in video or in audio or even in writing, but we've got a little bit of it for you. Because apparently the Screen Actors Guild was holding a disciplinary meeting to consider revoking his membership. But before they could make any announcements, Trump sent them this letter. I'm not gonna read you the entire thing, but rest assured, every word is funny. But it starts off, Mrs. Carteris, I write to you today regarding the so-called disciplinary committee. So-called, come on, buddy.
Yeah, that's
aimed
the
at
name
revoking
of it.
That's what it is, yeah. Aimed at revoking my union membership. Who cares? Well, who wrote a letter about it? Anyway, while I'm not familiar with your work, I'm very proud of my work on movies such as Home Alone 2, Zoolander, and Wall Street Money Never Sleeps, and television shows including The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Saturday Night Live. No, but you hate Saturday Night Live. What are you talking about? You're proud of it. And of course, one of the most successful shows in television history, The Apprentice, to name just a few. No, dude, no. You named your cameo on Home Alone 2. That is not to name just a few, that is to name them all, basically. You have dug as deep as you can into your IMDb for that. He then goes on to say that television news wouldn't exist anymore if it hadn't been for him. And then he goes on to say that their union is a big failure. You've done nothing for me. And then the seismograph goes off for a little bit. And before they can fire him, he quit like a boss, Brett.
Donald Trump has so long been a try hard to lick the butts of Hollywood, to lick the butts of real estate developers in New York in this gaudy, ridiculous, horrible, offensive, go away now type way that each one of those groups has mostly shunned, or at least shunned in a way that Trump feels insecure about it enough to throw a fit every time he's remotely threatened. But I want to point out those cameos, as much as he's trying to say that like he got those cameos through sheer charisma and acting chops. No. Some people know this, some people don't. But Matt Damon said, he told the Hollywood Reporter that if you want to shoot in a Trump building, which really other buildings are like, I don't need this. Trump's like, please shoot here. But if you want to shoot in a Trump building, he would make it mandatory in your contract that you had to offer him a cameo in the movies. Here is a quote from Matt Damon. The deal was that if you wanted to shoot in one of his buildings, you had to write him a part. Martin Brest had to write something instead of a woman, and the whole crew was in on it. You have to waste an hour of your day with a effing shot. Donald Trump walks in and Al Pacino's like, hello, Mr. Trump. You had to call him by name, and then he exits. So what we've been showing you, for those of you watching the video version of this show, is exactly that play out. So it's not far-fetched. It seems to be backed up by this Home Alone moment where he walks in, gets a cameo, says down the hall and to the left, and then leaves. And also, need I remind you, as he checks out Macaulay Culkin's ass, QAnon, child molester.
Look it up.
This is what he's pointing to. That's the totality of his appearance in Home Alone.
He's very proud of that, Brett.
He's
very proud of that.
That's top billing, right? Home Alone 2 was the first thing he went to in his letter to the SAG Awards or whatever.
Okay, so really fast, and he's very proud. Not to mention many others, but notably, he starts off by saying to Gabriel Carteris, the head of SAG, I'm not familiar with your work, which is fine. Maybe he's not, I guess. But like, admittedly, I'm looking at her Wikipedia and she's done a bit more than him. I mean, NCIS is sort of a big deal. Criminal Minds, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Nip Tuck, NYPD Blue, JAG, King of the Hill. I'm just jumping around. Johnny Bravo. She was on 145 episodes of Beverly Hills 90210, Another World. Like for literally decades, she's been in many shows. And I don't think that they were architecturally required contractual cameos. I think they were based on merit. I don't even know who she is. I don't know that I've seen any of these shows.
You would, she was a regular.
Saying. Yeah.
She got pregnant in BH 9021. Oh,
I'm just saying she's an actual actress. And he's throwing a hissy fit. Thankfully not on film. Actually,
anyway. My God, dude, it is so hilarious. And then not only that, but there's a part later after he says, "I'm not familiar with you." He like attacks attacks them using a very specific YouTube video that he either knew criticized the guild, or he went looking for stuff to mention in his article, because guess what, guys? Hate to break this to you, but Donald Trump doesn't have a lot to do right now. He's pulling his hair out. He got asked to he got asked to make a big cameo at his own impeachment trial, and I'm certain, like, when faced with the death of people silently ignoring him forever, or absolutely incriminating himself in a total train wreck of a testimony in the Senate impeachment trial, and forever just stamping out any hope that he has for a comeback, he's thinking maybe about doing it, and everyone had to tackle him, or not even write that he said no to it. But
and by the way, he has obviously constructed what seems like a psychology as well as a social circle of aides and goons and stuff like that, designed to insulate him from the realization of what he is, what he's capable of, and all of that. But I would hope that cracks would be starting to form and a little bit might slip through when, like, Europe, you could potentially be convicted by the Senate and you were impeached twice. And you could have sat down with Mueller. And in all of those cases, everyone paid to protect you said, no, don't do it. No, you going in there would be a disaster for you. You talking, answering questions, you'd be doomed. I hope that some of that has gotten through to him, that there's nothing more incriminating to him than him opening his mouth in an area of like an open back and forth in Q&A.
Yeah, and the benefit of the doubt interpretation is it's him going like, hold me back, guys.
Oh yeah, sure. No. But he's one of those people that's like let me at him, and then like looks around. Why aren't you holding me yet? Hold me so that I can say let me at him. That's probably what it is. For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.